Hey guys, Tarke here, and here I am with my second video in the IRL MTX series. If you missed the first one, basically I talk about clothes. The first one talks about budget examples of clothes which never go out of fashion. And today we're going to be talking about finding a style icon, skin tones, fit guides, face shapes, because I have to wear glasses. I had to recently go through all of this sort of stuff. That's how you kind of pick what glasses, hair, etc. suit you. And also, to start off, I want to address a few things. So the first thing, there's a very big difference between shopping trends and style, and the other thing is you can't help genetics. So yeah, as someone who has to wear glasses and has a autoimmune disease, you can't help genetics. However, some things you can change. If you're slightly underweight, slightly overweight, and you control it, then do what you want to make yourself feel happy, and do whatever you want to make yourself feel happy, not to make other people happy. And yeah, just embrace it. If you're balding, shave it. Just do what you need to do to get to somewhere you're happy, but don't try and like hide or change something you can't, because then you'll never be alright with it. Now, to describe what shopping trends versus style is, because that's kind of important, like I didn't address in the last video, a difference between shopping on trend and a difference between shopping on style would be basically fashion and timeless. So trends and fashion is about looking cool with what is currently cool. Versus style, which is something which is you've developed your own style, which suits you as a person, what you're into, what you actually look like, height, skin tone, build, all of that stuff. So to give you a very good example, if something is trendy and you are on trend, you can get away wearing something which actually doesn't really suit you because it's cool at the time. Now, I'm a pasty guy with shit complexion because I never see the sun, and all of the medications for my Crohn makes me quite spotty. So because of that, I try and avoid wearing bright red shirts and stuff near my face, because you know how people say they wear a blue t-shirt because it brings out the blue in their eyes? If I wear a red t-shirt, it brings out the red in my skin, which isn't a good thing. Now, that doesn't mean you can't wear red at all. As you can see, you can have red hidden away, but obviously not near the places where it's a problem, right? You gotta go plan around this stuff. Now, let's say that right now the hot thing was everyone wearing like red V-neck t-shirts. Even though V-necks don't really suit me from like a body point of view, and red looks shit near my face, if that was the hot trend, if I was wearing that at the time, it would work, right? Whereas a few months later, or a few years later, when that's no longer in trend, it will look stupid because it doesn't suit me at all as a person. Now, shopping on style and being stylish is more about understanding shapes, understanding basic wardrobe stuff, and designing stuff which will always look good rather than only look good a month at a time, a year at a time, whatever. And generally, if you do the latter, focusing on style, stuff is a lot cheaper because you don't need to buy stupid branded shit, and you don't need to be constantly changing your wardrobe because you just buy the core essentials, and that's kind of that. Now, when it comes to the core essentials and all these other things, if you know absolutely nothing and you take nothing from this video, find someone who looks vaguely like how you would like to look, which has the same kind of body type as you. If you are a 4-foot, white dude, and your style icon is Terry Crews, then you might have some issues there. That being said though, if you're a skinny white dude and your style icon is a skinny white chick of the same build, that can work for you, right? You kind of got to understand what can and can't. So I'll give you examples of some style icons I've had, and then you can go from there. So obviously, looking at me, my number one style icon is Harry Potter. Now, in all seriousness, these are kind of two people that in the past and in the future, I've kind of based my look around a lot. First one is Jamie Hince. Jamie Hince is the guitarist from The Kills, and The Kills was like my favorite band when I was growing up. And a lot of people's style and stuff comes from music and cinema. Actors, it's very closely linked together. So think, what bands am I into? What films am I into? Who's kind of like that person? Is it James Dean? Is it whoever? But yeah. For me, it was this guy. So early on, growing up, I used to wear a lot of blazers. I still have them. I don't really wear them as much now. But, the hair, the stuff that kind of came from here. I've always been into very messy hair. And for the record, I need to get my fade redone. It's a bit scuffed. But you kind of get the idea, right? Plan around what you kind of want to be. Or not be, but what you want to go for. And then it makes stuff a lot easier. More recently, I've been going for more of a Damon Albarn kind of vibe. He was, Blur, Gorillaz, cool fucking dude. And as you can kind of see, scruffy hair feels good, man. The main advantage of having super scruffy hair is it always looks like shit, and therefore you never need to worry about being pristine. I would drive myself mad if I had some perfectly coiffed, waxed fuck that. This suits my personality, so this is what I go for. Everything isn't for everyone. Kind of get your own kind of thing, right? So that's the style icon thing. Boom. Skin tones. So I touched on skin tones a little bit earlier when I was talking about the whole red t-shirt thing. Some colors just don't work with some things, and this is also why I think it's important to find, you know, people whose clothes you're into who have a similar kind of look as you. So for example, there are a lot of colors that I really like in clothes that I can't really wear on me because of my skin tone. A very good example of that would be like stone. I can wear stone like trousers or shoes, but I can't wear it near my face because, again, because I'm very pale, if I wear very pale whites and beiges, it just completely washes me out and I look like a cancer patient. However, I can still wear those tones, just not near like my face. So on my trousers or on my shoes, absolutely no problem. Now, this is like I run into because I really like stone and beige jumpers and stuff. And there are a lot of guys whose style I was really into, and the reason why it looked really good on them and didn't really look as good on me is because they had like way fucking darker skin tone, right? So this guy can pull off this very light jumper looking a-okay. This really pasty guy in a really, you know, light jumper without like a scarf or something to break it up, I look fucking ill. So yeah, kind of keep those kind of things going on in the background here. General rule of thumb, as I said, like bright reds are bad if you're pale and have bad complexions. Things which are exactly like your skin tone can be a bit iffy because everything blends in. I have a very comfortable pink t-shirt that I like to wear sometimes, and people will tune into the stream thinking that I was naked because it just looks like I'm not actually wearing anything. Generally, skin tone stuff is a bit of a no-no, and obviously there's a very big difference between what you're wearing to be comfy around the house and what you're wearing to go out and about. Don't confuse the two, and I'm not saying you can't be comfortable wearing whatever if you want to wear wherever when lounging around, but if you want to look nice or something, you kind of look nice or something. Now, going from the whole skin tone kind of thing, and to give you a couple more examples of that, here are two more great examples of stuff that I think looks really cool, but really wouldn't work with me. So again, going for the light, you know, top, and these really fucking red trousers. I could do like red, like small detail somewhere, but that much red, I'll just look pox-ridden. So, yeah. Anywho. Now, going into fit, because people are like, oh, Tarke, you know, in the last video you said that you wanted stuff to like fit well. Does that mean you can't wear baggy things? I'm currently wearing a loose jumper. Well, hoodie, right? And this is fine because it's a hoodie and that's what I want it to be. Generally, the fit of things depends on what you want it for. So, if you want a base layering t-shirt, then you want that t-shirt to fit you well. If you have a nice fitted t-shirt, you can wear it in loads of different ways. If you have a really baggy t-shirt, you can make that work, but then you need to plan everything else kind of around it. Same with, you know, how oversized you should go for jumpers or hoodies. Do you want a jumper that you just wear as a jumper, you just put it on, nothing under it, nothing over it? Then you want that to be like snug, well fitted to your body shape. If you want a jumper that you put over something else or with some coats and whatever, then probably size up one. So that's kind of the rule. Buy your true size for stuff that you want to just wear as is, and then for stuff you want to be a bit more creative with or you want to layer with, kind of go up one. So here, for example, this guy's wearing a slightly oversized shirt, but because he's gone for a tuck and he's got the sleeves rolled and he's kind of building out a silhouette, it works for him. If he had this completely untucked, completely as is, one size too large, it would make him look really wide. Again, here, because you've got the, you know, just doing the top button stuff going up, it doesn't matter that it's not perfectly fitted. And again, you can make clothes which don't perfectly fit look good if you're just kind of smart about how you arrange stuff. Okay, so now that we've kind of covered, you know, how to fit things, you know, try and find someone who looks kind of cool or whatever style that you like, and to give some examples, this is a Reddit guy called Point of References who just take pictures of people he thinks looks really cool. This is a great way to find someone. This guy looks pretty fucking awesome, by the way. And you can, you know, go through a lot of these clothing Reddits and just find, so you go, oh, I like how that looks. I look kind of like that. And this is also, I'm very much into like a very androgynous look, so I like kind of skinny dudes, grills with denim jackets, shirts, shoes. That's like my main go-to look that I've gone through for years. You can take stuff from both genders. There's no reason why you can't really. But yeah, kind of just mess around with it and find something cool. This guy, muy buen. But anyway, an example of some other really cool dudes with very different kind of looks to me. And this is also a thing, you don't need to be some super skinny guy. This guy looks sick, and he's not fat, but you know, he's a bit wider. And this is an example of some very loose, baggy fits, which again can pull off amazingly. And this is also about with like understanding what you want the fit to be, right? So this guy had the massive oversized t-shirt, but it works because of the shorts and everything and the look he's going for and the aesthetic, right? Not everything has to be exactly perfectly boxed if you know what you're doing. So talk about the whole like face shape thing and hair and glasses, and so everything had to purchase glasses. Understanding the shape of your body not only will it help you, you know, pick what clothes and kind of stuff you want to go for, but it also helps when it comes to understanding, you know, what haircuts you want, what glasses you want, etc. So you can very easily find guides for this kind of stuff if you just Google like hair face shape guide or glasses shape guide. Now, I didn't actually do this when I got my glasses because I very proudly know what shapes are, so I didn't have to do this. But if you look at the face of my shape, shape of my face, you'll notice I have a very kind of rectangular, blocky, square head, and I've got quite a long head as well, and a bit of a pointy chin. So if you were to look at this chart, you would say I've either got a heart, square, or maybe even a long face. I'd probably say I'm more of a square boy here, right? So square, bit of a point, whatever, right? So again, you can see what looks good. Oh, nice big round frames. What are we wearing? Nice big round frames. So because I've got quite a square face, if I wear very square, blocky glasses, it exaggerates that about it, right? Whereas this kind of softens out that, and even though these are very large glasses, because they've got a very minimal frame, they don't like exaggerate my fucking massive head, because I also have a massive head. So yeah. Also when talking about hair stuff, so again, because I have a very square face and that's actually quite thinning, I have very tight sides. When I don't have very tight sides, I look chubby, because wide face plus like wide stuff going on here, I look fat. A good example of that is I lose like 50 pounds the second I put my headset on and off. So here, thin boy, here, chunky boy. Probably not noticing it as much because I just spoke about face shapes for ages, but like by making my face look wider, skinny, wide, you get what I'm saying? Like suddenly it's all like, oh god. Alright? Kind of understand how shapes work. So if you have a very square face, and general rule of thumb, the tighter you go on the sides, the thinner you look. If you have a very short face and you have a bunch of stupid fluff going on the top or a quiff or whatever, it makes your head look longer, right? Because you're adding fucking height to it. So there's actually like a lot you can do if you kind of think a little bit about what's going on. So if you have a very round face, you wouldn't want like a very round haircut, right? So if you had like a really round face and then like Justin Bieber-y hair, or like a really round afro or something, then it will exaggerate that. Now you can exaggerate things and that will be fine, but know that you're exaggerating things. So for example, if you have a very round face and you're subconscious of your round face, and then you have like a afro or, you know, just really round hair in general, you're exaggerating that. If you like the fact that you have a round face and you like how that looks, and then you have round hair, you're exaggerating that, but you like that aesthetic. It's something, if you just briefly think of like girls and like bobs and stuff. Let me see if I can find some examples real quick. Actually, I know the perfect example. So if you go for like a round or like a non-round haircut, we will use the example of May because, you know, video games. Very round face, round hair, looks kind of cutesy. Some people really like that, some people really don't like that. Here, for example, it's a perfect exaggeration of how it makes the face look more round. If that's what you want, great. If that's not what you want, think around it. Nearly everything in this whole thing, anything can look fine on anyone. Just try and do it intentionally. And also small little things you can do to add a little bit of pop is generally a good thing. So for example, I really needed a black hoodie and I wanted just a hoodie. And I was like, I buy most of my clothes online, so sizing's very difficult. If I just buy a medium black hoodie and the fit isn't right, it will look really scuffed. So I was scrolling, and I found this. This is V-Files or something. Apparently it's like some brand, I don't know. It costs me like 30 quid, so it's not that biggie. I don't really buy expensive clothes. But because it has a tiny bit of yellow in it, and I really like wearing yellow, I was like, oh, it's got this slight bit of detail on it that will pop with other things. Because it has this nice, you know, red, white, yellow, also has it on the bottom here, I can add it to anything. And also I guess I can use these as an example. I'm really forgetful. I forget my keys everywhere. For the longest time, I used to have this weird tail thing that I would attach to my keys, which would hang out the side of my pocket. So I was like, do I have my keys? Do I have this thing? Yes, I have my keys. This kind of got on my nerves. So what I just got was a clip that clips onto my belt. So now I can be like, do I have my keys? Oh, I do. And it's just a little something to make stuff look a little bit more interesting. And the best thing about it is, it gives me an example to flex my sick chaos. So yeah, you can make practical things look if you plan just a little bit. But yes, I'm Tarke, and that was IRL MTX number 2. If you enjoyed this video and want more of them, then please let me know. And again, if you missed the first one, go check it out. It's on my channel. I'll be back with some usual PoE content soon. Bye-bye. See ya.